Hi everybody, welcome back. For those of you who haven't seen my videos before, my name's Greta and I'm a teacher with ArtSphere. So today we are going to be talking about pattern and impressions. And we're going to be doing this by making impressions out of leaves that we find and paint. So what is an impression? We've talked about impressionism in the other videos, but an impression is when you leave a mark of something on a surface. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And through this mark making, we are going to be creating pattern. And we can do this by using the same leaves and creating repetition, or we can do this by using multiple different leaves and creating pattern that way. So the materials you are going to need for this lesson are going to be leaves. I'm using a whole bunch of different kinds of leaves, but that's up to you. Paint and a piece of construction paper, a piece of scrap paper, and a paintbrush. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick out a piece of construction paper and pick out either one color of paint or two colors of paint. Honestly, you can use as many colors as you'd like, but today I'm just going to be using two. So this lesson is really easy and fun. You're basically going to be taking your leaves, covering them with paint, and then pressing them down and making an impression of the leaf on your piece of paper. And I think the more leaves you have, the cooler this kind of effect looks, because there's just big leaves, small leaves, it gives it some dimension, and you really get you can get some cool patterns. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my good piece of construction paper and then my piece of scrap paper right next to each other. And I'm going to pick a leaf and I'm going to lay it on my piece of scrap paper. And then I can just pick whichever color I want. And you're just going to start coating the leaf. Like that. And you want to make sure that the whole thing is coated. So once I have my leaf completely coated, I'm just going to very gently place it on my good piece of paper with the paint side down. And then I'm just going to gently press it and make sure that all of the areas of my leaves touch the paper. And this can be a bit messy, so you might want to have like a washcloth or some water handy. And then there is my impression of my first leaf. And you can even take this leaf again without having it coated and just use that excess paint and just kind of see what happens with that. So I got kind of like a more abstract impression. And you can just continue this process and see what happens. So another technique that you can use is you're going to take a leaf and place it directly on the good piece of paper. And then with whatever color you're choosing, you're just going to brush the edges of it. And then you can remove the leaf and you kind of get like the outline of where the leaf was, and that kind of looks cool too. So I'm starting to overlap my different leaves, and you can start to see all the really cool patterns that the impressions are making. So I have a bunch of different impressions layered on my paper, and it's kind of up to you to decide how many layers you want, but I feel like mine is done. So that is the lesson, and it's just a good way for you to start thinking about pattern and different ways that you can make pattern and using natural materials. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time.